Good morning. Craig Howard here. Happy to be with you again today. Why does God give us scriptures like Hebrews 13:16? Do not neglect to do good and to share what you have, for such sacrifices are pleasing to God. Galatians 6:2, bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. Luke 16:38, given it will be given to you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be put into your lap, for with the measure you use it will be measured back to you. Proverbs 19:17, whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his deed. Why do you think God says things like that? Well, I think there's a lot of reasons. I think it does us good to give. I think it teaches us things. But I also think that it's the most effective way to open the door to witnessing. I read about a man, actually, it's this man, and I read about it in Prayer Points from Samaritan's Purse. But this man, back in 2014, he was a farmer in Iraq. And I'm assuming, the article doesn't say, but I'm assuming that he was a Muslim. And ISIS came through and took his tractor. Peanut, let go. Peanut's decided she wants to be in on things, and she just comes over in my lap. And now she's stepping on my tablet. You can tell this is live, can't you? Anyway, ISIS came. They took his tractor, his plows, his cultivator. They stole his food. They stole his sheep. They took everything he had, and in one afternoon, all the years of his life, all the years that he had worked to build a life, were gone. And he was trying to figure out how he was going to even have a life at this point. What was he going to do? And he spent a couple of years leasing out his land for a portion of the crops, but he really wasn't getting ahead. And finally, one day he ran across a thing where Samaritan's Purse gives grants to farmers in the Middle East to help that have been in distress, that have been hurt by ISIS or some such thing. And he got a grant to buy a used tractor, a cultivator, a plow, to put in an irrigation system to use as well when the rains were not so good. And within a short period of time, he went from a 14-ton crop yield to a 50-ton crop yield, because Samaritan's Purse came along and gave him the money in the name of Jesus, gave him the money that he needed to get his life back on track. My mom and dad give $100 a month to Samaritan's Purse. That means my mom and dad helped put this man's life back together. And he's not the only one. There were other stories in there of similar situations, of how they purchase discarded anesthesia and other types of medical equipment, and they've hired a biomedical engineer who refurbishes them and supplies them to hospitals in the Sudan and other places. And when they do these things, when they present these things, they present them in the name of Jesus, and they present them with the message of Christ's love. And people listen. People listen because they're not just talking. They're doing. They're giving. They're making a difference in people's lives. my mom and dad can't get out and do all the things they do. And this is not a pitch for people to send financial support to Samaritan's Purse. This is just me saying my mom and dad had a part in that. But in our own towns, in our own homes, in our own lives, when we're willing to see a need and do something about that need, and we do it in the name of Jesus, now all of a sudden people that are on the receiving end of that will listen. Now this man, his life is back together. Here he is shaking hands, he and his family, with the Samaritan's Purse representative. And he says, I know I can ask God anything now, and I know he hears. His life has been changed because someone took the scriptures that I read and many others seriously and said, it's time to give. Something to think about. Hope you have a great day. God bless you. Mom and Dad, if you're watching, I love you.